Today we are talking all things farming. Now we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. 7 Days to Die is a survival game. As such, there are a couple of stats that you have to keep your eye on in order to survive in this game, namely food and drink. Now, instead of having to scour the world looking for plants in order to fulfill these requirements, 7 Days to Die has implemented a farming system. This allows you to grow plants in your own backyard, or on your roof, like I'm doing. So today, we are going to discuss all things farming. We're going to discuss how exactly you farm, what you need, the skills and books involved, and some tips and tricks that should make your farming experience a little bit easier. But before we get out there and start planting some crops, we have to discuss exactly what you're going to need in order to do some planting. So let's head inside, and step 1, let's look at farm plots. In order to plant up some crops, the first thing you are going to need is a farm plot. A farm plot can be crafted in your inventory or in the workbench, and it does require 4 wood, 10 rotting flesh, 25 nitrate powder, and 100 clay. The next thing you're going to need is seeds. Of course, in order to grow plants, you will need these seeds for those plants. Every farm plot you have can grow 1 plant, which means you'll need 1 seed and 1 farm plot for every plant you want to grow. There is one notable exception to this, and that is the mushroom spore seeds. The mushroom spores can actually be placed practically everywhere, but we'll get into that a little bit more when we get to actually planting. Now, let's take a look at the skills and perks that govern farming. I am talking about living off the land. This is a survival perk that is located in the Fortitude attribute. If you are planning to grow your own crops, I would highly recommend putting some points into living off the land. At level 1, you will see that your farm plots will cost 30% less to craft, and you will also be able to harvest 2 items from wild or planted crops. That means that stalk of corn will give you 2 corn instead of 1. You also unlock the ability to craft certain seeds. At level 1, you can craft goldenrod, chrysanthemum, aloe, and yucca seeds. Now, while it is possible to find the seed schematics out in the world, the fastest way to unlock the ability to craft seeds is with the Living Off the Land perk. At level 2, you can now craft berry and vegetable seeds. That means items like potatoes, corn, or blueberries can now be crafted into seeds. Also, your farm plots cost 50% less to craft. That is a huge savings. And if you get this bad boy all the way up to level 3, you're actually going to be able to harvest 3 items from a wild or planted crop. That means that 1 stalk of corn actually produces 3 corn for you to use. Now, you will have to get your fortitude up to level 5 in order to unlock the top tier of living off the land. Getting this perk all the way up to level 3 can be very beneficial. The ability to harvest 3 items from any crop is huge. You'll be able to produce a whole lot more food. Now, let's take a look at each of the seeds and the plants they grow. First up, we've got the potato seed, and the potato seed obviously grows potatoes. Potatoes are one of the most useful items in the game. They have a whole bunch of recipes that they can go into. Next up, we have the pumpkin seed, which is used to grow pumpkins. Pumpkins are also used in a lot of food recipes, but it can also be made into jack-o'-lanterns. Next up is corn, and as you can see, it is also used in a lot of very useful recipes. The next item is super corn. Now, while you can actually eat super corn to get a little bit of food and health, its primary use is actually to make glue. So instead of having to go out and butcher a bunch of animals or get a bunch of those gore piles, you can grow up some super corn and use this at a chemistry station to make up glue. Glue is extremely useful in this game. It is used for so many recipes. Next, we have the yucca fruit. This can be used to make yucca juice or the yucca juice smoothie, both very excellent drink items. Next, we have the hops seed, which is used to grow hops flowers. This is a key ingredient in making beer. Then we have the goldenrod flower. used to make goldenrod tea, as well as pure mineral water. Pure mineral water is hands down the best drink in the game. Next up, we have cotton. While cotton may not be used to make food, it is used to make several other items, including cloth fragments, which go into several more items. Cotton is a very useful plant indeed. Next, we have the chrysanthemum. Not only is chrysanthemum used in the pure mineral water and to make red tea, it is also used in the herbal antibiotics recipe and to make paint. The chrysanthemum is a very versatile plant indeed. Next up, we have coffee seeds, which are used to make coffee beans, which are then turned into coffee. Coffee gives you an excellent stamina boost. Plus, if you find the correct Art of Mining book, it also gives you a boost to your mining output. Next up is the blueberry seed, which is used to make blueberries. Blueberries are another very versatile plant. They are used in food, drink, and medical recipes. And the last seed in this group is the aloe vera seed. Aloe vera is used to make aloe cream, which is used in several medical recipes. So this first section of seeds here, all must be planted in farm plots. But that is not the case with all seeds. So now we're going to take a look at a few seeds that work a little bit differently. The first one we want to talk about is the mushroom spore seed. This seed can be planted almost anywhere, and it is used to make mushrooms. As you can see, mushrooms are used in several food recipes, as well as drink and medical recipes. And last, we have our tree seeds. Now, unlike all of the other seeds in 7 Days to Die, tree seeds cannot be crafted. You actually gather these as you chop down trees. Tree seeds also do not need a farm plot in order to be planted. They can be planted practically anywhere in the ground. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now we have farm plots crafted. We've got ourselves some seeds. It's time to get out there and do some farming. Once you have all of the items gathered that you need, farming is actually very, very simple. All you have to do, place down your farm plot, just like that. Pick which seeds you want to grow, put those seeds in your inventory, come up to the farm plot right here like this, and now do you see how the box is white? That means we can place this seed in this farm plot. Set it down, and you are growing crops. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, simple as that. You have some plants on the way. They do not need to be watered. You do not need to do anything else other than plant the seed in the farm plot. Give it some time, and you will have some awesome plants that you can use to turn into food, drinks, and many other recipes. Now, let's take a look at the mushroom spores. I told you they were kind of unique, and they can be placed pretty much anywhere. You don't actually have to plant these in a farm plot. So, as you can see, boom, I can just plant them right on the side of the plot, just like this. And they will grow continuously. Another interesting fact about mushrooms is you can actually grow these inside. They do not need to be in light. So as you see, I just planted a whole bunch of mushrooms right on the wall of my kitchen. And the last seeds we need to talk about are the tree seeds. Tree seeds can be planted anywhere. And I mean anywhere. While you can plant them in the farm plot, it is not required. You do not have to have a farm plot in order to plant a tree. Trees can be planted directly in the ground, and the type of ground doesn't matter. As long as it is some type of soil, you can plant trees. One thing to keep in mind with planting trees, however, is you do need to keep them spaced apart. They have to be at least 3 blocks space in between each tree. So every 4th block, you can plant another tree. So we've got a tree here, and we go 1, 2, 3, tree here, 1, 2, 3, and tree here. And that is the same with any trees. So we had the blue spruce seeds there. Now let's go ahead and plant up some pine seeds, and then we'll also do the oak seeds, and I'll show you. All the tree seeds work the same. So there's 2, 3, and 4. Boop. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Boop. 1, 2, 3, and boop. And then we'll do the same with the pine seed, or the oak seed. 1, 2, 3, tree. 1, 2, 3, tree. 1, 2, 3, and tree. So there you go. Now we've got our tree seeds down. You can plant them anywhere. You do not have to plant them in the farm plot. You can plant them directly into the ground, but they have to be at least 3 block space in between each tree, so 4 blocks away. Now, as I said previously, all plants need to grow is a farm plot and some light. That's it. You don't have to water them. You don't have to do anything like that. However, you can actually plant underground. Let me demonstrate. Whoa, I don't want to fall. Okay, turn on God mode. I don't want to die while farming. I'm going to demonstrate how this actually works. What I've done here is I've dug down a hole all the way to bedrock. And you'll notice at the bottom, I've put in a whole bunch of farm plots. So even though we are all the way down at bedrock, that is the only little bit of sky that is available. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. You can actually plant seeds underground as long as you have a window to the sky. It doesn't matter how deep you go. You can go as deep as you want as long as you have one little sliver of sky showing. So we've got our little window, little sliver of sky here. We've got our potato seed planted. Great. But how useful is that? I mean, yeah, okay. So you can plant a seed straight down below ground beneath a giant hole. Well, that doesn't really help you if you have to hollow out the entire thing. It's just going to be a giant hole where zombie jerks are going to fall down and mess up your crops. The great thing is that this one little sliver of sky provides enough light to go back several blocks. So this is our center block here. Obviously, the potato seed went down. Now let's see how far back we can go with just that one little sliver of sky. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can go back 7 blocks. Look at this. Look up. It's just dirt. It's just the stone, the desert floor. Here. Look at that. That is what is above these crops here. All you need is one little sliver of sky, and you can plant crops up to 7 blocks away. So here's our center block again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, of course, when you see it go red, that means you can no longer plant the seed. It will not grow there. But for all of you folks who want to have an underground base but still want to do some farming, have no fear, you actually can. And just like that, we've got all of these seeds planted, and given time, they will grow into some beautiful taters. Down at bedrock, we are down at bedrock with just that little sliver of sky showing. Now, if you wanted to expand this a little bit, make yourself a ladder system to get in and out, or if you just want to make this as like a separate part of your base, have your base out over here somewhere. However you want to do the underground farming, it is actually possible. So let's say you just want to have this little farming section here off of your underground bunker. So you have your house out here, your underground bunker, connected to your farming system here, but you want to keep that little hole up there protected from the zombie jerks. You don't want them actually falling down that hole and messing up your crops or making their way to your base. All you have to do is come up top, create yourself a little wood frame area here, and you can upgrade this, make it whatever you want. Go ahead and throw in some bars, and your hole is now completely protected. So we've got our iron bars covering the hole. Let's go ahead and get rid of this seed, and you will see, boom, we can still plant. It still lets the sunlight in. All of these seeds are still good to go. They will grow over time, giving you a nice underground farm completely safe from the zombie jerks. Farming is a very beneficial activity in 7 Days to Die. Not only does it give you a sustainable source of food and drink, it also provides you a limitless supply of very useful crafting resources. All you need in order to grow most crops is a farm plot and the seed. However, some seeds do not require the farm plot, like the mushroom spores, which can be planted practically anywhere, or the tree seeds, which can be planted in any type of soil. Once you have your crops planted, all you need to do is give them a little bit of sunlight and a little bit of time. Hey, and look at that, folks. Look behind me right now. Our crops are growing as we speak. You can also do some farming underground. All you need is one open block all the way up to the surface in order to provide enough light to grow your crops. And that one single block of light will provide enough light for up to 7 blocks underground. Also, consider throwing some points into living off the land. That way you can unlock those oh so important seed recipes and maximize your crop yield. I really hope you folks found this video helpful and or enjoyable. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you do not miss a single one of our tutorial videos. Speaking of which, I have created a very special playlist just for you, which you can access by clicking the box in the top right corner. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me in Savin's World. And remember, the average gamer is always king of the hill on the bell curve.